Mason Leroy Dixon may be out, but we've still got Janet Sciallo.
That's right, I'm still here. That's right, I'm still here, and I'm brought to you by Weather Tight Windows.
If it ain't tight,
it ain't right.
That's
so
right.
Very true. So, speaking of things like that, rather than talk about the sun, Mars, the planet of ego-oriented expression, changed signs. It got out of the sign of Leo and has gone into the sign of Virgo. Normally, Mars is in a sign for about 6 weeks, fires you up, gets you working on a project, blah, blah, blah. Mars retrogrades in Virgo. It went into Virgo on November 10th. It does not get into Libra until July 2nd. So, because it retrogrades in January. So I thought I would give a heads up to all 12 signs where they can expect to see this ego-oriented energy going on for us. So, we're in the sign of Scorpio, starting with them. It's in their 11th house of hopes, wishes, goals, and objectives. They will try very hard to put together a group effort. This is not an individual or a solo effort. It may be for the benefit of the Scorpio himself or herself, but it is going to take a group or a team effort to make that happen. And they need to know that. For Sagittarians, it is in their 10th house of career and public standing. So over the next 7 months or so, Sagittarians are going to try very, very hard to make strides and advances in their career. But I say to Sagittarians, the devil is going to be in the details. And if you cannot defend yourself in depth in writing with the things that you do, then it's going to end up biting them. So they need to be very, very careful in the ambitions that they set forward and make sure that they know exactly what it is they're doing and have the documentation to go along with it. So, kind of a mixed bag for them. For Capricorns, good time to be a Capricorn, Bobby. Not a good time to be a Sag, better time to be a Capricorn. Mars is in their 9th house of legal, educational, important matters at a distance go the Capricorn's way. School goes well, negotiations, agreements, anything contractual goes very, very well for Capricorns. And important matters get resolved between now and July. For them that have been pending for a while. And it's the best opportunity for Capricorns in probably 2 years. So that's good news. For Aquarians, and I hate to even tell them this, they're fixing to spend a ton of money. Mars is in their 8th house of other people's resources, so other people are going to cost them money. They're going to have a bunch of unanticipated expenses. And to all my Aquarian friends, I say fix it right the first time. No temporary measures, no stopgap measures. If you fix it right the first time, it will last. If not, you're going to throw good money after bad and be doing it until next July. For Pisces, Mars is in their 7th house of partners and open enemies. Pisces are going to be, poor Rick Perry, he's one of those, can't keep his foot out of his mouth. But Pisces find out over the next 6 months who their allies are and who their open enemies are, who is absolutely working against them. And I think it's better to know than to not know, and any amount of effort that the Pisces makes is likely to be rewarded, but they're going to have to fight for what it is that they believe in, and anything worth fighting for, you know, you really got to believe in it. So for Aries, this is going to be in their 6th house of work and responsibilities. Aries are trying very hard to carve out a new work circumstance for themselves, and they get that opportunity to do so. And it's going to be the first half of this transit is going to be putting things in motion. The second half is going to be finding out what doesn't work in the scheme of things. And then by the time it's done in July, the Aries will have carved out a much better work situation for themselves. For Tauruses, they want to have fun. They really want to have a good time. That's pretty much what's up with them, that they're going to be paying attention to creative things, to love affairs, Taurus really gets a very, very good opportunity to project their creativity out into the world and to give birth or to give life to some creative process. For Geminis, it's in their 4th house of home and responsibilities. They're going to be tearing things down at home and then trying to build them back up. For Cancers, it's going to be in their 3rd house of day-to-day living. The pace of their day-to-day living picks up to near warp speed, and they also get an opportunity to negotiate something pretty good for themselves. And any kind of short-term re-education or recertification will work out well for them. For Leos, it's in their 2nd house of money. They also get to spend a ton of money over the next 6 or 7 months or so. But this is on something they are doing for themselves, which is really cool, rather than unanticipated expenses. This is an investment in themselves and their own future. And sometimes Leos know it takes money to make money. And then for Virgo, Mars is in their side, and they're going to be the Robert Conrads of the zodiac, saying, "Get knock this off my shoulder." Nothing is going to get in the Virgo's way. This is their best opportunity in probably 8 or 9 years to project their identity out into the world and to make it all about the Virgo instead of being the support system standing in the background. And then finally. And then for Libra, the last sign of the zodiac, Mars is in their 12th house. They have to be really, really careful not to get so caught up in the small picture that they miss the big picture, that they don't get caught up with nitnoy kind of details and lose sight of their big objective. That's the hardest thing for them to do. And to not do themselves in is the hardest thing for Libras to do so. There are a lot of opportunities for them to project, to get what it is that they desire. But the hard thing is going to be making sure that they do it in a timely fashion. That's going to be the challenge for them. So tomorrow's news today for the 12 signs of the zodiac.
And you can get it on our website. If you missed it, just go to myq105.com. The whole thing will be replayed for you.
And there's plenty of information on my webpage at star-goddess.com. So